Good Sunday afternoon, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope everybody's having a great Sunday. We got our live stream in about an hour, and I am doing a little bit of work here on my storage shed, but as my buddy Mike said, man, put some electricity in there and a TV, and you got yourself a little man cave. He said, I was sitting in there yesterday chilling. He's like, it's nice in there. I'm like, okay, well, that's cool. I want to go through, because one thing I haven't been doing a lot of is actually reading all of the comments. I have been really busy with so many different things and all that, and I need to get back to reading those and responding to them. First response I've got is somebody said, yeah, where's that, who's that source Mark Holmes had for Micah Parsons' deal was close. Well, let me say, the source for that was Terrence Parsons, who was reporting that out, I think, to Jay Tuck and a bunch of other people as well, and multiple people, multiple people ended up reporting that same thing, that it was close to being a done deal. It wasn't me making that up or pulling that out of my ass, contrary to what people say. So there's that. Next thing I want to respond to is where people have said, just trade Micah. He's already said, I don't want to play for the Cowboys, and that I'm done. And what I say to that one is, you've probably never been married, have you? You've probably never, ever been married. Because I'm going to tell you, in being married, there are many, many times that you and your wife, your significant other, are going to get close to blows, if not two blows. And I'm not talking about, the nice kind of blow type thing, you know what I mean? No, when I say blows, I mean hitting each other, kicking each other's ass, knock down, drag out fights, and I want a divorce. And y'all make up. Now, me and my wife, we know we'll never divorce each other because we realize that's too much damn work. Shit. Why are we gonna start all over? Have to divide half our shit and all that. So, if you're asking, can Micah Parsons take back, I don't want to play for the Cowboys? I have the perfect example for you. And there's many examples of this. But the most recent one is Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett literally said, I do not want to play for the Cleveland Browns. They're not a serious organization. I want to go someplace where I'm appreciated and someplace that I can win a championship. I believe that's what he said. I could be wrong. But I believe that's what he said. And then they came up with $40 million. $40 million. And I ain't heard anything about him wanting to leave. So, yes, that bridge has not been burned. And I was sitting here, the last 2 days, I've had a lot of deja vu moments. And it hit me later today about Micah Parsons yesterday at practice. The first deja vu one that hit me actually this week was working with Mike. As a kid, we would go up to my Aunt Mabel's house, who had all these trees and things, and my parents have always burned firewood. And I was like, my mom would call me Ox, okay? Like Paul Bunyan and Ox. Because my dad would have his chainsaw, he would cut up everything, and I would move it and stuff, load up the truck and things. And the deja vu moment I had was, I was cutting some of the wooden stuff up over here, and Mike was helping me move it, and it just reminded me of my dad. But another thing that reminded me of my dad was actually going back today and looking at Micah Parsons, and how Micah Parsons was by himself. He's just kind of wandering around. You know, he wandered about 10 feet behind Stephen Jones and things, you know. Stephen Jones is up there with a crowd of people. He's off by himself. And it flashed me back to when I was a kid and I wanted to do something. And I'd ask Mom, and Mom would say, well, go ask your father. And I was always scared to ask Dad. So what would happen is, I'd go outside, I'd try and get up the nerve, I'd walk around close to him, and then I'd walk someplace, keep coming back and things, and trying to get up the nerve to say something. Before I ever got my nerve up to say something, my dad would say, what is it you want to do? Because he could sense that I had something on my mind that I wanted to do. And that was the deja vu moment that I saw yesterday with Micah Parsons, that Micah Parsons was walking around like a kid who wants to play football and get out on the field with his teammates. But Daddy Jerry is effing around and not allowing that to happen. So can this be mended? It sure can. You might remember how heated things got when Emmitt Smith was holding out, and how my boy Charles Haley literally took a helmet through a locker to scare the shit out of Jerry. So don't think that money doesn't talk. Money talks and BS walks. So that's all I have to say about that. The other part about all the comments that I'm getting right now is trolls I ain't seen for a while. They're back. They're back with a vengeance, and they're laughing hard at me and everything else and stuff. But hey, you know what? It's all good. I don't care if you laugh with me or at me. As long as you're laughing this day and age, then I've done my part. See you guys at the live stream in about an hour. Peace.